My goodness, hi Steve. Oh, and hi, Brandon. Brandon is joining us as well. All right, sorry, he's kind of stealing the focus. Brandon McMillan, I know you're bringing us a brand new product. And
as you can see, Steve is very excited about it.
He is, Steve's so excited about it. You know, I didn't realize that over 10 million dogs go missing, either running away or lost every single year. You want to save yourself or a family member from the heartache of losing your beloved family member. That's what this is all about. This is Link My Pet. It's actually a smart pet GPS. It's also a fitness tracker. There's so much more to it that you can do, but I think I had you at GPS, right? You could literally identify exactly where your dog is. The reason Steve is here is not because he's gonna run away, right, Steve? But actually you can use this as with training functions as well. We have a few different options as far as colors go, but all you're gonna do is just pop this on your dog's collar, and you're gonna download the app, and then you're good to go. But Brandon, tell us a little bit about how, well, I mean, we know why we need it, right? I mean, we
definitely know why we need it.
Yeah, if we've got dogs that are anywhere outside, we want to make sure that we can find them.
Yeah, well, ironically, huskies are one of the most common dogs, to run away. These dogs are very flighty, and in the shelters, and especially in Los Angeles where I'm at, this is one of the most common dogs you see. So the Link GPS Smart Pet Wearable is basically, it's like a smartphone for your dog's collar. It's estimated that around 10 million dogs a year are lost or stolen in the US alone. This is just the US. And sadly, most of these dogs are never returned. Now, here's what we know. There's two systems that have been in place for a long time, for decades. We have the collar and tag, which we pretty much all use.
Sure.
And then we have microchips. Both of these systems work. But what happens when they don't work? The problem with these systems are, what happens is if your dog escapes from your house, then somebody has to find the dog and find see the collar, the tag, call the number, okay? What happens if they don't find the dog? Some dogs are shy when they get out. This is where the Link GPS tracker comes into place. As you can see right here, it's an app on your phone, and if you look at the app, you can track your dog at any given time. All I have to do is press track, and if you can see right there, it shows a navigation system, and if my dog is escaped, I simply press track my dog right here in the corner, and it will take me, and you can see right there, it's not gonna work because my dog is right next to me, but if my dog has escaped, now I know where my dog is 24/7, 365. So this puts the power back into your hands, and you don't have to rely on someone finding your dog if they escape.
Right, honestly, that's incredible, because you gotta count, I mean, Steve's pretty cute. I think if he ran away,
well, he looks like he's trying to get away right now.
He's like, I'm just trying to demonstrate the escape mechanism, what you're gonna do.
Don't worry, if he gets away though, I can track him, so it's not really a problem.
Exactly. But, oh, look at him. But, of course, if somebody gets, if somebody found Steve, they might not call the number. They might just keep Steve, right? So you don't, somebody has to, you're relying on somebody's better, somebody's better instincts.
Yeah, exactly. So the reality is, and the cool thing about the app is if your dog escapes from the property.
Oh, or at the beach. Oh, he's not coming back.
Oh, he will. He
will.
There's a training feature.
Oh, I love
There's
that.
a training feature. All we do is train him to, so if you look right here, so if I go to the home page again, now if I click on the training feature, these two first buttons right there, there's a tone and there's a vibrate. Once you train your dog to the tone, it's just like a recall. I simply press the tone and the dog is trained to come right back to you. The vibrate feature is what I really like, because a lot of dogs, they have excessive barking, they're digging, they're chewing.
Yeah.
The vibrate feature is just like saying the word no, and all you have to do is hit the vibrate, and it stops the dog doing whatever they're doing in their tracks. So I love the training features. I use them all the time, and as you can see, he really wants to, this is a perfect opportunity for one to escape. Thank God I had the leash. But again, I have the Link GPS tracker on him. It shouldn't be a problem.
Right, and I know that within that app, there are a lot of different features. The fact that it's got that vibrate, and you actually let me hold it while you were doing that vibrate. It's not a buzz, it's not an electrical charge, it's not—
Absolutely not.
It's not hurting your dog at all. It gives them that instant feedback to stop barking, right? To stop growling, whatever it is that you want them to stop right away. You've got that training feature right in your own phone. Most importantly, you can track your dog wherever they happen to be. So you're able to find them, you're able to get them. Now the GPS does require a monthly service fee, right?
Yes.
Just like any GPS does.
Just like it. So the monthly service fee, if you go month to month, it's $12.99, or you can do an annual for $99 a year, which equals out to $8.25 a month.
I mean, $8 to make sure that you know where your pup is at any time. It also is a fitness tracker, which I love as well. Most dogs, I think it's over 50% of dogs are actually overweight, which is dangerous to them. So you can actually figure out how many calories is your dog expending, how much food should you be giving them, should they be getting out and walking a little bit more, running a little bit more. That's a really important feature. Of course, every veterinarian would tell you that, the importance of that. Now, today, for the launch of this, we've got it on 5 flexible payments. So for $26, get it home. Now, we've got extended returns all the way through the end of January. So if you were giving this as a gift, what a gift of love to make sure that somebody has that family member, because of course our furry friends are family members, make sure that they are always, we know exactly where they are at all times. So there's so many different features as well. Okay, so yeah, oh, you wanna see the features? Oh, in the video, okay, awesome. Can you tell us about these? With Link, you know.
Yeah, so right now, these are, by the way, this is back at my ranch. Every one of my dogs wear the Link GPS tracker. So right now, we're at the beach. This right here, the cool thing about this, the unit is waterproof. So let's say right here, there's a dog running, and let's say the elements are not in your favor. The wind is going the opposite direction. The dog can't hear you. They're too far away. You simply use the beep feature, the tone feature, and instead of calling them, you can simply press the tone button, and if they're trained correctly, they'll run right back to you. And the same thing happens with the vibrate. The vibrate feature, again, it's just like saying the word no without actually saying it. It works great for excessive barking because a lot of times when dogs are barking, what happens is they have like tunnel vision, and what happens is the peripheral all goes away and they're targeting on something. Now, when you have the vibrate feature, that tells them the word no without saying it. A lot of people, their voice isn't cut through all the riffraff. Right. But when you have the vibrate feature, it simply tells them the word no without actually yelling at your dog. It's a great feature. And again, I want to reiterate, it is not a shock feature. There is no such thing as a technology in the Link GPS tracker. There's no shock in here. It is strictly a vibrate feature.
Right, and the fact that you can actually train your dog, it's the ones that aren't obedient that you need to have a GPS on, right? And this is actually going to help you with those training features. Have immediate feedback for your dog. You don't have to have a clicker or a water sprayer or anything else. This is immediate, humane feedback for them, of course, with a tone or a vibrate. Now, what you're seeing right here, oh, of course, little Steve is, we can see over his back. This is actually one of the options. So this is called the Jewel tone, and what you get is you get the basic unit. I mean, it's far more than basic, right? But you actually get all 3 of these color options included in one. So it's kind of like a skin for your Link My Pet. We have some other options as well. We've got it's called Popsicle. It's got kind of your pastels. We even have a camo version. It's in the Quest version, and then we even have Classic, which is kind of a cream and olive a gray. And you were saying that all of your dogs at your ranch have this. Can you see all of them on your same app, or do you have to have a different app?
100%. Cool. So you can have multiple dogs on your app. And so all you do is you switch from dog to dog to see where they are. And the coolest thing about the app is if your dog escapes your property, it'll tell you right there your dog is now outside of your property line. And from that point, you can simply press the tracking feature, and it works just like a navigation system. It will take you right to your dog wherever they are in the world.
Wow. Okay, so do you set parameters? Like if you have a backyard and your dog goes kind of outside of it, when to alert you? Well, you don't want it to alert you when your dog is like walking around the house.
No. So it sets a parameter. It basically works almost like a radius.
Yeah.
So when it gets outside that radius.
That's perfect, right? Because if you have an apartment, you're going to have a small radius, right? You don't even want your dog walking down the hall unless you've got great neighbors. But if you have a big ranch like you do, they might be free to run around a bit. They can be far from the house, but they can't be outside the fence.
Exactly.
Okay.
The reality is dogs can escape for a multitude of reasons. You never know what's going to happen. And the reality is here we have this technology. This technology has been around forever, but the problem was it was the size of a lunchbox years ago. We finally got it down to just a few inches, and now it fits right in your dog's collar, and it gives you the power right in the app knowing where your dog is 24/7. With Link, you always know your pet is home, safe, on the couch, where they belong.
I love that. You know, we've invested a lot in our dogs, and of course they're our family members, so you never want to be without them. You don't want them to be out there on their own. You want to make sure that they are safe and with you. That GPS feature is incredible, and it's in the size of just, you're barely even gonna notice it on their collar. A lot of the training features as well, and even the fitness features to make sure that your dog is getting the calories that they need, the exercise that they need. We all need that, right? Maybe that'll remind you that you need to be walking the dog as well, right? With that
That's
fitness.
the beauty of dogs, because while we're, you know, taking the weight off them, we take the weight off ourselves. And the reality is, over 50% of the dogs in the U.S. are obese, and obesity leads to health problems.
Yeah, you don't want that, of course, and not for your dog. Oh, now, of course, Steve's like, he's like, all right, now I'm into this. We gotta wrap up. Brandon, thank you so much for bringing us a really cool item. It's gonna save us our pets, our families.
You always know where they are with a Link GPS tracker.
Fantastic. All right, this is the very first time you're seeing it. $26 to get it home. There's a lot to it. So when you get it home, you'll understand. You'll be able to walk your way